Hello, hello, everyone. I have been a long time coming here. My name is Coco Dominguez. Welcome to the Coco Dominguez Show. Love and laughter. That is what I want to give you on a regular basis. We are now in Houston, Texas. So welcome to my place here. I hope you love it, and I hope you're here to stay for a while. A little bit about me. This is my 25th year in media, radio, television. I started in 2000. I'm not your typical reporter. I don't cover hard news. I don't cover anything death or destruction. That is not where I want to lay my seeds. Okay, so everything that I cover is trendy. It's places where you want to go. It's things you want to do. Maybe your favorite celebrity, the hottest sports. You want to see your favorite athlete behind the scenes. I give you access to the best of the best, things you may not see or hear on a regular basis. And like I said, I've been doing this 25 years. I started off as a radio DJ. Let me tell you how I even got to where I am at right now, because I didn't take the typical route. When someone tells you you show up and you show out, that's exactly how I made my mark. So back in 2000, 25 years ago, I was one. No, I wasn't, but let's all pretend I was. All right, I started in 2000. I wasn't even looking to be a radio DJ. So I've done radio DJ as a hip hop DJ. I've done reggaeton. I've done bilingual radio. But let's take it back to 2000. It landed in my lap. I have two children. Let's start there. I have a 26-year-old and a 17-year-old. The time when I was with my 26-year-old, who's, was 2 at the time, it wasn't working out with that relationship. So I had to find a way to separate the household, if you will. So I told my mom, hey, watch my baby for like a week. I'm going to Miami. My mom says, of course. We have a really super tight family. By the way, I'm Cuban and Mexican. My mom is Mexican and my dad's side is Cuban. So vamos a hablar un poquito de todo en inglés y en español, okay? You'll be able to follow along either way. So my mom says yes. I go to Miami, to South Beach. I get there. I've already got a moped rented. I've got like a Isuzu Trooper. That was what was in back in the day. And I joined a friend of mine who was working with Def Jam at the time. So this was when Ludacris was on his What's Your Fantasy tour. Ludacris was still a DJ back then. And a friend of mine was working A&R for them. And so it was the Mixmaster Power Summit. So that's where the DJs go to show off their music. They go from different club, different bars. So we were on Ludacris's tour bus going from different places. He was trying to sell his most popular song, What's Your Fantasy, his first single. So while we were there, we would just go from place to place. Well, when I got to one of those locations, I met Daz Dillinger of the DPG, Snoop's cousin. So they were in town for something. Somehow we started talking because we would go in each place, we would kind of hang out, and then we would get back on the bus. So we sat there, we were sitting by the stage, and he's like, oh, what are y'all doing here? And so I told him, and he's like, where are you from? So I'm from Houston. He said, oh yeah, Corrupt and I are coming to do a video in Houston at Max's. Now, if you're from the Houston area, you remember Max's from back in the day. So it's like, we'll be there later. I'll hit you up. I'm like, wonderful. Couple months pass by. He hits me up and say, hey, we're at Max's. Come on up and say hi. I did that. And he said, you know what? You should be in the video. The video is called Coastin'. I was like, let me go get some clothes. I had just gotten back from the Bahamas, so I had my hair braided. So yes, if you look up YouTube, you will see the Coastin' video that I was in. So I was there. I did the video. That was great. But while I was there, I met Dan Zindler. Now, if you remember, Marvin Zindler had a son named Dan Zindler. Dan Zindler was over Soundwave's record stores. If you've been in Houston in the last 25 years, that was a thing back in the day. And the guy was like, hey, I think you would be a great co-host for a top 10 video countdown. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. I was working at the corporate office for at-risk kids at the time, dealing with some badass kids, but they found a better way. So I said, yeah. He said, why don't you meet us at Dave & Buster's next week and you can meet the co-host? And I'm like, this is great. This will be wonderful. I go there. The co-host was Homie Marco from the radio station, the program director. And so I go, that went great. This was a pilot, so it never actually got off. But Homie Marco was like, I think you'd be great for radio. And the first thing I thought, it was like, damn, I cuss a lot. I don't know if I can stop myself from cursing on the radio, but I said, you know what? Let's go for it. So it was House Party 100.7. Here in Houston, Latin hip hop. We had no morning show. We had no midday show. Oh, actually, we did have a midday show. It was G-Man. G-Man from 97.9 The Box that is on right now on 97.9. And my program director, Homie Marco, was the afternoon drive. He said, you can come on as my sidekick. I said, great. And then we had a night show. A couple months went by. Everything was great. No curse words yet. And that was the time that 97.9 The Box came after G-Man and said, hey, we want you to come over here. He took that great opportunity and that opened up the midday slot for me. So remember, I never went to school for any of that. It was great. About a year or so later, I moved to the morning show with Dave Morales, the Mo in the Morning Show. We did that. Now, I did say shit twice when I was on there. And it wasn't like I was saying it. It was just kind of like everybody had, because, you know, if you're in radio, you go out, you do broadcasts, and you kind of just come to the morning show like, just, you know, as long as you make it, they don't care how you make it. So everyone had went out the night before, and I had not. So everybody's like, oh my God, I'm so hungover. I was like, shit, I'm not. As easy as that, they were like, oh. So anyway, that's the only bad words I ever said on radio. That was that moment. So that was around 2003-04. I was married at one point, 2004. And my husband at the time was going to Germany for the NFL Europe. Okay, so I was like, let me take a step back from radio. And when I come back, I'll be ready to do some more. Since we moved to Berlin, came back, it was a battle of who gets a job first. Well, I won, and I got a job offer from Univision. That's who was House Party 100.7. By then, it was already Party 104.9, Latin hip hop. So we come back, they offer me La Calle 100.7 and San Jose 105.7. Y empezamos a hablar en español. So it was a bilingual hip hop and reggaeton station. I go to San Francisco. By this point, I've already made so many friends in the hip hop industry. Fat Joe is like, Coco, don't do it. San Francisco's the only place there's no sun. And I'm like, great, I've already signed a contract by then. I stay in San Francisco, do the midday. That was going great. They wanted me to do morning show. That was, it went all Spanish by then. So I was like, guys, I appreciate it. But I came back to Houston. I took on a couple of part-time gigs, and then I ended up at Hot 95.7 as the afternoon drive, which was amazing. During that time, I was the afternoon drive. So during that time, Fox 26, which is where I am right now, reaches out to me and go, come over here and do American Idol recaps. Come do some entertainment. So for about 2 years, I did Mega 101, Hot 95.7, and Fox 26. Hot 95.7 flips formats to the oldie station. I went to Fox and I was like, guess who's available full time? They said, perfect. We have a traffic position. I hadn't done traffic before, but I'm from the H. I know my way around. I do the traffic. I start 2017 traffic. They were like, you got 3 weeks till the Super Bowl gets here to learn how to do it. I learned how to do it. We had Harvey, unfortunately, later that year. I was the traffic reporter for Harvey for 6 days. Then we started our 10 p.m. show. That is where I have been for the last 10 years with Fox 26. I have built the most amazing relationships. I love the people of Houston. And that's why I wanted to do this. We got a couple of seats right now. We're going to be filling with your favorite artists. I'm going to invite some of my viewers to come on in here. This thing? Cigars, baby. We're doing it up. We got Coco's Cooler. By the way, shout out to the studio, right? Urban Office. Like they really provided a great space for me. I'm paying for it, but they provided a great space for me so I can get out of my bedroom or out of my house and just give you this ambiance. I've got some artists right here. I want to bring you love and laughter. We're going to have some good drinks. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to do it often. Muchísimas gracias. Ciao. Thank you for joining me. I will see you real soon.